Welcome to the Westcott Crochet channel and welcome to the drop loop bralette. This is a simple construction made using the much underused single crochet stitch, incorporating just a couple of rows of the fun drop loop stitch. I used approximately 550 meters of DK medium weight yarn. It recommended a 4mm hook and that was the size I used. I also used a tape measure, stitch markers and a tool to create the drop loop stitches. That could be a ruler, a short length of dowel, or basically any object that you can use to create the size of loop that you want. I happen to have used an incense holder which measured 4 centimeters across because that's all I had to hand. If you enjoyed the tutorial, please throw me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already done so, do subscribe to the channel and tap the little bell for notifications on future uploads. If you like, you can also follow me on Instagram, and if your account is set to public, do please tag at Westcott Crochet on any pictures of your Westcott Crochet projects. Starting things off with a slip knot and a chain which matches your bra size. If you don't know your bra size, just measure all around the widest part of your bust. Once you have your long chain, flip the chain over so that you're exposing the back bumps. I'm going to work into those back bumps. And from the second one, I'm going to insert my hook, pull back a loop, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops that are on my hook to make a single crochet. I'm going to put 1 single crochet in every back bump. So here I have a complete row of single crochets. At this point, maybe check your measurement and make sure that it hasn't shrunk or contracted inwards at all. Chain 1 to turn around, and skipping that turn chain from stitch number 1, single crochet. And I'm going to do this the whole way back down again. I've actually worked a few more rows, just basic single crochet. And this is the end of row 6. I'm just going to add a buttonhole. Simple way to do that. I'll just work to within 2 stitches of the end. There's my last 2. Chain 1, skip 1, and single crochet in the last one. I'm going to chain 1 and turn, single crochet again in stitch number 1, single crochet in the chain space, and single crochet in the stitch after. And there I've just created a little buttonhole. I'm just going to keep working rows on this now until I get the length that I want, and I'll just add buttonholes as and when I want a button to appear. I'm back. I've worked 11 rows in total and I have 3 little buttonholes. So just to summarise, I worked 6 rows of single crochet. At the end of row 6 I started the first buttonhole, which was finished off at the beginning of row 7. I then worked row 8, buttonhole number 2 begins, finished off at the beginning of row 9. Row 10, buttonhole number 3 at the end, finished off on row 11, and I've completed row 11. Obviously work as many rows and as many buttonholes as you like, but that's just what I did here. So next you need to grab whatever tool it is you're using for your drop loops. For me, I'm usually using a ruler, but it's walked away, so I'm actually going to use this incense stick holder. Anything that has the width of the loop that you want to create, basically. This is 4 centimeters, so it's perfect. So just moving straight on from the last row, I chain 1, pull that loop up and pop it onto my tool. So make sure that's kind of taut on the tool, not so that it's tight because you have to be able to get it off, but you're just using this as a measure for your stitch sizes, so they all need to be the same size. So that's number 1, into number 2, pull back a loop, chain 1 and pull that up again and pop it on your tool. Tighten that up. Next one, pull back a loop, chain 1, stick it on the tool. And it's much easier to do this off camera than it is on. I'm going to show you, so don't be deterred if this looks complicated. So I've got 4 here now. Once you've worked a few, you can actually slide them off the tool. All bar the last stitch will be fixed into place. So you just want to hold on to that last stitch, just pinch the bottom. Otherwise it will change size. Slide all of those off and pop the last one back on again. And then you'd start again. Pull through your loop, chain 1, pop it on your tool. If it will go. There we go. So I'm going to do this the whole way down this row. Just working a few stitches at a time. Remember to pinch your last stitch when you slide them off and slide it back on, that last one only, and then you can carry on as normal. I'll be back when I get to the end. So I've worked the whole row and I've got a bunch of loops, and the last few are still on my tool here. So I just need to now do the second section of the drop loop to hold them all in place. I'm going to keep hold of this last loop because, as I say, it's not set. The last one's never set until you've worked the next row. I'm just going to slide all of these off and keep hold of that first loop and the last loop. So turning around, I'm going to pinch the bottom of that last stitch, or first stitch as it's going to be, and my hook goes through it. Pull the yarn through and chain 1, and now it's set. I'm going to go in through that loop again, pull back a loop and single crochet. Pick up the next loop, pull back a loop, single crochet. I'm going to do that the whole way back. So I've worked all my loops, and that's what this looks like. I'm going to now work another 6 rows of single crochet, working buttonholes, 3 more at this end. So here I've added the extra 6 rows of single crochet with the 3 buttonholes on this side only. I'm going to go ahead now and work another drop loop row, followed by its single crochet row that follows on from that, and at least another 6 single crochet rows on top of that, probably more. We're back when I've done that to talk through the next stage. I'm back. As you can see, I've added some buttons. I've just folded the 2 sides in, so I now have a tube. And I worked in the end 6 rows of single crochet adding more buttons, and 6 rows of single crochet adding no buttons. I'm just matching the gaps that I have here in the drop loop sections. The reason for this width is because it covers my bra strap at the back. I didn't want the bra strap to appear in the drop loop section. So next I'm going to work another 6 rows of single crochet, but I'm going to stop at this halfway point. So I've just marked at the halfway point on this side here, and I've made sure that I've got an uneven number of stitches between here and here. With this next section, you're aiming to cover this lower portion of your bra with the solid single crochet rows. Okay, so that's 6 more rows of single crochet, just going to the side point there and back, and I've now marked the centre of this new small section. I need to also mark which side is the front side. Obviously mine's marked by buttons, so if you haven't added buttons yet, mark in some way to confirm which side is the front, because we need to work reductions on this section next, and you need to know which side is the front for that process. First thing I need to do is chain 1 and turn around, and I'm going to work back this way to within 2 stitches of this marked centre stitch. So here I am, just 2 stitches short of the centre stitch here, and my front side is the side that's away from me, so this is the back. And the reason I need to know that is because I'm going to work what's called an invisible decrease, where you're just working 1 loop of each stitch, and it needs to be the loop that's at the front. So for me at this point it's going to be the back loops, because the back loops are the front. So normally you'd work a decrease on single crochet by going in through the stitch, pulling back a loop, in through the next stitch, pull back a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. But that leaves quite a bulky stitch. which is fine normally, but I'm going to be working decreases on every row, which would then look quite untidy. So it's easier to do it this way, where you have the invisible or less visible reduction. So what I'm going to do is pick up the first back loop, the second back loop, then I yarn over and pull through those 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. And that makes for a tidier reduction on the front side. So obviously if I was working at the front side, I'd be working these front loops, but I'm on the back, so I'm working the back loops. Take out this centre stitch marker, and I'm going to work that centre stitch on its own and mark it again. And then again, I work the reduction on the other side. So for me, it's going to be the back loops. So around the loop, round up the next loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through those 2 loops. And that's the reduction for that side of the centre point. And then I'll just carry on, finish the row, turn around and come back and stop within 2 stitches short of the centre point again. So here again, 2 stitches short of that centre stitch, and I'm now at the front, so I'm going to work the front loops. So round up that loop, and the next one, just the front loop, yarn over, pull through those 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. Next stitch goes on its own, and mark it, and then reduce onto the next 2. So up through there, pull through both, and pull through the last 2. And then off I go as normal to the end of the row. I'm going to keep doing rows like that, reducing either side of the centre stitch until I've got 3 stitches left. So it'd be 1 stitch on this side of the centre stitch, 1 stitch on the other side of it. I'm down to just 3 stitches at the top here, and if you can see, I don't know if it can show on camera, the reductions on either side of that centre point makes it form a cup. Now I'm just going to work a chain that goes up and over the shoulder, right from where I left off. So just literally working a chain. I've worked my chain to go up and over the shoulder and down the back, and I'm going to attach at this point. I've decided to go sort of for thirds, so I'll count it out later to make sure I go the same spot on the other side. But for now, just pick a spot, and I think about there. I'm going to slip stitch. Carefully. I'm going to slip stitch 2 more. And then I'm going to work the same amount of chains back up and slip stitch across here. So here I have chain number 2, and I'm into the 3rd stitch along. So the first stitch the first chain came out of, missing the middle stitch, I'm in through the 3rd stitch and just slip stitch. And then I can chain 1, tighten that up and cut my yarn. So now I just need to work all of this over here, but I don't join at this side, I need to join over on this side to make sure that my stitches are going in the same direction. So if you just look at the tops of your stitches, I'll just zoom in. So you've got the pointy side and you've got a rounded side. You need to be heading towards the pointy side to be going in the right direction to keep your stitch pattern going the same way. So as I say, I will attach over here on the outside edge and work in towards the middle. And then I'll just work the exact same way as I worked over here. I've worked up the second side, added an extra button at the top here, weaved in some ends, and I'm done. If you do all of that, you'll have one of these. Thanks for watching.